Okay, guys, welcome to the call. Those who've just joined, people joining right at the last minute as they do. It's 8 p.m. They set their alarm there on the call. So welcome. Hope you've had a fabulous weekend. And I'm excited for this call. Hope you guys are. Like I said before, been doing a lot of research. Things I already know, things I already implement every single day, which get me results. But also I've had a lot of mentorship lately from a guy who basically mentors seven-figure earners and CEOs of companies. And these techniques and strategies are proven to get results. So hopefully you've got a pen and paper and you're going to get this information down. But more importantly than writing it down, you're going to go and implement it in your business. Because if you do, just like the other people who've implemented it before, you are going to get some serious results. So the art of selling, the art of sales, and sometimes when you use that word, like people clam up a little bit. And I know we're in the recommending business, but let's be honest, it's sales, right? And sales is not a bad thing. And I can take you through that. Let me just go through the slides. And the way I like to think about it is that we're selling ourselves in life all the time, not like illegal trafficking or anything like that. I'm talking about how we come across. Everything is a sale. You want to date a girl, it's persuasion and influence. If you want to teach your kids a certain thing, you're selling the idea of whatever that is, and your ability to influence and show people your ideas is going to determine the sort of life you're going to have. So just think about that from Grant Cardone there. Everything in life is a sale and everything you want is a commission. What a great way to look at it. So what you're going to learn tonight is transferable to your life as well. Building rapport with people, making people want to come to you because they see you as a credible person. People having a great experience with you, because that's what sales is to me, is that, not a negative image, that people come to you because they know, like, and trust you, but they also feel good about doing business with you. So just bear that in mind, maybe write that down. Everything in life is a sale and everything you want is a commission. So the way to look at selling, when you know what you know about our products, when you fully understand about the mission that Deanna Latson has gone on, about the no compromise on quality, then you start to understand that selling is actually serving, because what we've got is tools to help people. You want to lose weight, we've got that solution. You want to sleep better, we've got that solution. Want to look younger, want to make more money, we've got that solution. So actually, just think about the word selling and what it means to us on this call is serving. How can you serve more people? And you can do that. You just need maybe some more skills and a little bit more confidence and a bit of posture to be able to help the prospect move along that line and give them the confidence to do business with you. So let's start with some basic. These are the mistakes that most make. I see it all the time, and I think if you can master these 6 things right at the start, you're going to get better results from the off. So talking too much, and I know what it's like when you get excited about a product or service, and you get a bit of interest, and you just verbal diarrhea all over someone because you've got this script, and you think, hey, this. I need to get these words out. I need to tell them how amazing this product is. And that's a problem for most people because they're talking too much. And the reality of it is you've got 2 ears on 1 mouth. You should use them in proportion. So you should be listening more. And you should be getting your prospect to talk. Find out what what their problems are. Find out what they're looking for, and you can help solve it. You can't understand what their needs are if you're on permanent send all the time. So talking too much, write that one down. Number 2 is not knowing or believing in the products. So I always say this, you don't have to be an expert, a doctor or a scientist to be successful in business, but you have to know something, right? If someone asks you a question, you don't know the price of a product, you couldn't tell them some basics about the product, then why would they give their money to you? So if you're really focused on Jove, then I would make that your business to understand all the different prices, all the different products with Jove, the different ways you can join a business with Jove, and all the questions, because they always get repeated, these questions, all the questions that you're probably going to get asked about Jove, so that if you can answer it confidently, that you're going to give the customer or potential customer some confidence in that situation. So not knowing or believing enough in the products. The next thing is this, I see this all the time. And so people switch off their auto delivery, or they don't order products, but they want to sell products. Let me tell you, there's a total difference. I'm going to share a video with you later on about physiology, what my mentor's teaching me. And even though you're saying certain things, it's people only buy based on 7% of words you say. So the rest is tonality and the physiology, your body language. So even though you think you're saying certain things, you haven't got that belief if you don't take the products. If you don't really believe in the products yourself, you believed in them, you'd be taking them, right? Because if you know what I know about the products and other people, but what people try and do is try and take shortcuts. And I guarantee, hand on heart, you will not find anyone at the top of this business who doesn't use these products. It never, ever happens, but people want to try and take shortcuts. So let me tell you now is that people can pick up on that. You send out vibrations. It's not as genuine, it's not as authentic, so you need to be on the product before you can share that experience with someone else. Number 3 is overcomplicating the process. Too many people, I've seen examples of people connecting with customers and they're sending them like an hour training by Dr. Ray Strand on Slenderize. Who cares about that? Customers are busy. People are busy. They lead busy lives. So if they want that detail, then that's fine. I get it. Send it them. But you can't overcomplicate the process. It's got to be simple. Send a little video. Excite them. Keep them engaged, because we live in a society these days where people have got scatter focus. There's 101 things going on social media and all these sorts of things. So you need to make sure you grab their attention straight away and keep the process simple. This is a big one. Selling the product and not the result. We're going to talk about this a couple of times throughout the call. What does that mean? Again, I'm seeing people talk about Slenderize or whatever it is, and they're talking about individual ingredients. And 90% of people don't care. I mean, Mo is slightly different because the ingredients are enchanting, exciting, exotic, right? So you can use them, because if you say maitake mushroom or noni fruit or whatever it is, people say, hey, well, I don't consume them sort of things. So they can relate that to the result they want. They want to be healthier. They're some of the most exotic superfoods in the world. So that can actually work. There can be a time where you can share some information, but what they actually want is the outcome. They want the result. So as you see there, no one wants a mortgage, everyone wants a house. The mortgage is actually the obstacle. So you've got to focus on their end result. What do they want? If it's losing weight, then you take them on that journey. How are they going to feel when they drop 20 pounds? How are they going to feel when they look younger with Jove? What about a good night's sleep or having more energy during the day? So you've got to think about the result they want and not the products. Too many people are focusing on specifications, not the end result. And just that little shift in mindset and focusing on the end result, I promise you, is going to get you way better sales. Not following up, and everyone's guilty of it. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and preach to you guys. I could even be better at it. There's not a person on this call who couldn't be better at it. And I always say this. People say, hey, how do you know if you're not great at following up? Check your check. That's it. Write that down. Check your check. Because if you're happy with your check, then you've got following up nailed to a T. If you're not happy with your check, then get better at following up. It really is as simple as that. So if you need to create something, anchor something in your mind to make you better at following up with people, then write in big capitals, check your check. I'm going to teach you a little system how to follow up with people as well, because some people, they feel like they're mithering and bothering people. I'm going to show you a clever technique later on how you can reconnect with people and get that ball rolling again. And remember, the 6th thing is people like to buy, but they hate to be sold to. What I'm teaching you today, some systems, some techniques, how to build rapport, how to engage a potential customer, and how to make them feel good about being around you. And if you do that, you're going to get better results. And no one likes a salesperson, even though that's some of the techniques we're covering. But the actual art of it is making people feel good about doing business with you. So people like to buy, but they hate to be sold to. Posture. Think about people joining your business, and I get these messages all the time. People get really frustrated, and I say to you that if you've not recruited a lot of people into your business, that's fine, but maybe you have to become that person where people start to follow you, because it wasn't like that for me at the beginning. You know, I look back on my social media and the way that I was building my business at the beginning. I didn't have a huge following, and that stuff took time. That stuff came from my confidence, from my posture, being able to share the vision before it actually unfolded. So what people are looking for with regards to business and even products is someone to follow. So, you know, are you an example of someone they can follow with regards to weight loss? Are you credible? You know, do you get results for other people? With regards to business, are you successful? Are they going to follow you? If you're not successful, can you look them in the eye and at least show them that, hey, I'm on that journey, come and join me? So they want someone to follow, someone who knows where they are going, confidence and clarity. That's what I always say. If you ain't really sure, then how can they be sure? You know, a classic one is this. How many people do you know who are going to join your business and say, hey, I'm just going to get my 4 reps before I join? And I'm like, they ain't never going to join your business because you ain't got the confidence to join this business. So my thing was like, hey, I know where I'm going and you can come along on that journey. You need to have that posture as well. Someone who has the skills to get there, and we're on that journey together. I'm not the finished article. I'm 3 years in the industry. You know, I like to think that I've been semi-successful, but I'm on that journey. I'm committed to learning. I'm committed to learning and sharing that learning with you, and you should be there. So don't beat yourself up if you haven't got all the results you want yet. You know, this is a degree, an entrepreneurship degree, and you know, each month, each year, you're going to get better, and the more skills you get, the better results you're going to get. And the desperation thing, one thing I like to think I've always been good at is I've never begged no one. I'm not in the convincing game. I know what we've got as a business. I know what products we've got, and I never get into convincing mode. Try to convince someone, over-convince who's not interested in the business of the products is pointless, and you know, it's just going to repel them even more. And prospects smell desperation like a dog smells fear. So have that posture. Yeah, you know, you want people to join your business, but you ain't desperate. You got the honey pot, and they need to remember that. And as it says there right at the end, don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. So actually some of the processes you're going through are educating you, are giving you some experience that you can call upon. I guarantee everyone on this call, if you've been in the business 3 months, 6 months, or whatever it is, you're better now than you was then. So what does that mean? If you continue to improve and get better, then you can get better results for your business. So don't beat yourself up. Don't wish for less problems. Continue immersing yourself in personal development and you'll gain more skills. So this is one, the power of auto delivery. Listen to this for a great line. This is what we've been trying to emphasize over the last couple of weeks. Second money is always easier to collect than first money. That's how powerful that statement is. Think about that. Write it down, please. Second money is always easier to collect than first money. So what's happening, what I've seen at the beginning is people, they get into this price objection and they crumble, they lose the posture. So what they do is they just single customers. They have no leverage. They get people in as cheap as they can because they think that this is a real problem. And here's what they're doing. It's a leaky bucket business. So you're putting single customers in each month, and guess what's happening? Because it's just a single retail customer. You're losing them customers because you've not gone through the process. You've overcomplicated it. You're not getting these people in auto delivery. When can you go to the beach if you're having to pour new customers and distributors into that bucket each month? So it's not about what you put in, it's about what you keep. And single customers are a leaky bucket. I get sometimes it needs to be a single customer maybe to get them started, but you should be always looking to get someone on auto delivery. So 5 things to remember on auto delivery. If you don't retail at the full price, you're committing business suicide and you now have no leverage. So here's what I've seen people doing. They convince themselves and they say, hey, it's too expensive. Do you know what happens then? What do you transmit to the customer? It's too expensive. So if you don't retail at full price and you're starting to retail at 30% off, you're getting it for 30% off and you're giving it out for 30% off, you'll never, ever have an auto delivery customer, and you've just shot yourself in the foot. Now, don't worry if you've done that with some customers, but now you need to take a breath, stick your chest out and gain some posture. And with every customer going forward now, you need to retail at full price because there's ways you can do it. If you retail at full price, so you retail Slenderize at full price, there's so many ways you can do this. You can say to a customer, this is the price of Slenderize, but I can show you how to get a bottle of mower for free. Would you like a bottle of mower for free? Yes, please. Everyone would like a bottle of mower for free. So that's all you do. You now offer them the 30% off, which is about the equivalent of the bottle of mower. So you put the bottle of mower in there. They're now an auto delivery customer. You don't have to bore them with all the details of how that happens. You just say this, nice and simple. Cool. I've got you a discount. Your mower's thrown in there. All it means in 28 days, your product's going to ship again. The great thing is, and it is a great thing, by the way, is that you can amend your order at any time and you can cancel at any time, and you'll have your own little login as well, so you've got complete ownership of that. Job done. And people are talking themselves out of these situations. So again, you can show people how to get free stuff as well if you're clever with how you do it. Simplicity always wins. I've seen people naming 5 different ways that you can get products in this business, and the customer's head just falls off and they just pick whatever they think is the easiest for them. So remember, is that I speak to people and say, hey, you can have these amazing products. And I almost whisper to them and say, hey, I can show you how to get 30% off. Who doesn't want 30% off? Of course they want 30% off. When they say, how do we get that? I say, nice and simple. I'll set you up for auto delivery. All it means in 28 days, the product ships. You can change it anytime. You're not tied in. You can cancel it at any time. It's like Netflix, simple as that. It's just there in the background, and your product gets delivered to your door every single month. job done. There's going to be no issue. The only issue is your confidence. Are you creating that in your mind, saying, oh no, maybe they don't want this, maybe there's going to be a price objection, and I'll talk about the price objection soon as well. So simplicity always wins. Teach customers the value of auto delivery. Like I said, it's ownership. Why wouldn't they want their own kind of link to say, hey, I want to change my products, I want to be able to cancel at any time, and that's the value you're giving them. And 30% discount as well. Who doesn't want that? So just remember how you position yourself in these conversations with potential customers. And the final thing on the auto delivery is this: build and teach auto delivery, and you'll soon be lapping those who try and take shortcuts. Because I know what some of you guys are going to be saying. You're going to be saying, hey, but other people, they do, you know, they don't do this. And I'm like, don't worry about them. This is your business. If you're on a bike, why do you look left and right? Or why are you looking at potholes on the floor? If you do that, you're going to fall over. Build your business the right way, and the right people will come to you because you'll become that person who attracts them people, because you give posture, you give off the right vibe, you look after your customers, you know how to get people on auto delivery and keep a customer rather than just using the leaky bucket process. So build and teach an auto delivery, and I promise you it's a solid foundation for your business going forward. If not, I fear for the people who don't build an auto delivery, because you've got to continually find new customers every month. You have no time to go to the beach, and that's what all this is about, what we always talk about: beach money, residual income. You can't build that on single customers. Okay, so how do you revive a lead? I'm kind of just gone through certain slides, which people are coming to me with perceived problems all the time. So they say, hey, I messaged someone, had a conversation, we were talking about Slender Eyes, they seemed really excited, and then they just went quiet. How do I connect with them again without mithering? So I created a little mnemonic for you. It's called CPR. So how to revive a lead. Because sometimes it's a great offer, but bad timing. You don't know what's going on in a prospect's life or a potential customer's life. You know, they might want to lose weight. You know, they might want to join a business and earn some more money, but they could have 101 things going on at home. So you can't take that stuff personally. So your offer is great, but the timing might be bad. All you can do is just relax and then stay in touch with that person periodically, so now and again. So what I would do if I had someone who's interested in the business, I'd just connect with them. And how can you connect without basically feeling pushy? Well, you don't bring up the business or the products. That's not what you do. Hey, you still interested in the products? Hey, you still interested in joining the business? You don't do that. You just contact them and you just have a catch up. If you know them, then you can just say, hey, how's it going? And just have a normal conversation. And what that'll do is that'll jog their memory, and they'll probably bring it up. Oh, look, I'm sorry I've not got back to you, reference the business. I've just been busy with this, that, and the other. And, you know, it might kind of like re-jog their memory, and they might be ready at that point. So contact them. If you don't really know them that well, give them some value. Here's one. If someone had asked me about Slender Eyes and then they've not bought, maybe a week or so later, I'd just say, hey, Susie, you said about losing weight. I know you maybe not, you know, be able to commit to the Slender Eyes now, but here's 5 tips on how to lose belly fat, because you said to me on the call we had that you wanted to lose your tummy ready for Marbella, or whatever it is. Give them some value. Remember, value for nothing, for free. The law of reciprocation, that's what we're going to talk about in a bit. So you can contact someone by giving them value, and then you can open that line of communication again, because if you give them some value, if you have a catch up, you've now ticked off the first one, which is contact, and you might get into the discussion again, which was the problem. She says, oh, thanks for that. Yeah, you know, I still want to be in shape by the time I get to Marbella, and you can continue that conversation. Did they still have the problem? And you're just a gentle reminder is that you're the person who can solve that problem. So contact problem, and then you recommend, say, hey, Susie, I know, like, obviously you've been caught up with some stuff, and I know it's probably not a great time, but you're the person, you know, that can get them results. And this line is great. If you've not mentioned it before, you can mention it now. I've just found out, everyone loves that. I've just found out makes people crowd round on it and kind of listen. I've just found out how you can get 30% off our products. You might not have mentioned that the first time. Now she's interested. So let me just go over that. How to revive a lead. CPR. Nice and simple, mouth to mouth, right? CPR, contact, problem, recommend. And I want you to write that down. I want you to start going back to people who've inquired about products, back to people who've inquired about business, and use that mnemonic. This is the next thing. I was talking to Rick Curry about this yesterday and saying, hey, people are connecting with so many people every day. And what they're doing is they're offering the business. And if people have gone quiet on the business, they think, oh, well, that's it, it's gone. Not if you use this system. Never leave empty-handed. And the way you can do that is BPR. See what I did there? Close to CPR. BPR. So the first thing is the business you're talking to them about. We've got the 1, 2, 3 system. Move them along that line. Again, if they go quiet, you can go back to CPR, you can revive it with the contacts and things like that. But if you get the feeling that it ain't going to work with a business, then skip to the second one, which is a product, and say, hey, look, the business might not be a fit for you now. I get it, you've got loads on. But you mentioned about, you know, having a lack of energy. You mentioned about, you know, that Jove was something that really excited you. So even though the business is not right for you now, you know, why don't I get you some products ordered so that you can, you know, take the products, feel good about them, and then when you're ready for the business, you at least had a product experience. So if the business is looking like it's not going anywhere, they're not going to sign up, or for whatever reason they're delaying, then get them on the products. If it's looking like they're not interested in the products or they haven't got the money or whatever it is, you say, hey, listen, thanks for your time, totally appreciate it, and get a referral. Hey, look, I know that, you know, like I said, you're a bit strapped for cash at the minute for the business and the products, but do you know any beauty therapists? Do you know any PTs? Do you know any health cafes? Whatever it is. And the reason why is shy kids don't get softies. We learn that from our kids. Listen to this. Lacey May does this. She works on numbers. This is my daughter, right? 4 years old. Daddy, can I have? Daddy, can I have? Daddy, can I have? Eventually, you can have, you know, because if you ask enough people, if you ask enough times, you can have. Now, you know, I won't give her that stuff all the time. You know, if she has something in the evening, she can maybe have an ice cream afterwards. I ain't going to give her that ice cream because I don't really want her to have that because it's bad for her. But I'll allow her one when she's staying here. But she doesn't get it unless she asks. Think about that. Shy kids don't get toffees. You ain't going to get referrals unless you ask. And it's how you ask. You don't have to put pressure on people. You say, hey, look, I know this ain't for you now, but, you know, do you know anyone who might be for? Do you know anyone who wants to earn any extra money? Do you know anyone who may be interested in some of our products? So there's a 3-step system, BPR, how to never leave a connection empty-handed. Mirroring and matching, I'm going to post a video with Daniel Tolson, one of my mentors, who talks about this. It's so important with the physiology, with the things you say, how you can actually mirror and match people. And I've been doing this at events. I've not told you guys some subtle little things, and I'll do it when I'm speaking to your prospects. Not to be sneaky, I'm just trying some of the NLP stuff and trying to see if these techniques get results, and I promise you they do. And I'll tell you the reason why. Firstly, is people like them. That's simple. We all wear that badge that make me feel important, and people have got their own significance, and they don't even know why, but within the first couple of seconds they'll go, I like that guy, or there's something about her what I like, and they'll see a similarity. That's what it is in most cases. So you can do that, like at events, for example, if there's someone sat there and their body language is folded arms, I may fold my arms when I'm engaging them, because all of a sudden, and physiologically, they'll be like, hey, this person thinks like me, he acts like me, and they start to warm. So I promise you this stuff works, it's insane. So people like them. So you can do this stuff as well. So if someone's talking on social media to you and sending you messages, and there's certain words that they're using, and you can tell that that's important to them, then make it important to you. Really clever stuff, right? So, you know, I'll give you an example. When I was first chatting to Daniel Tolson, loads of conversations before we decided to work together, and he says, look back over our WhatsApps, and he says, you use the word buddy. He goes, I'm Australian, I don't use that word, but look at our conversation. I looked at our conversation, and basically, he'd use that word buddy loads of times. So what does that mean? That he knew it was important to me, so it became important to him. Very clever stuff, right? I did feel a little bit misled, you know, with that whole process, but it was just clever how he did it. You could do subtle little things. You can connect with people by using certain language, verbally, some certain body language that can mirror and match what they're doing. And if they see you like they see themselves, they're more likely to like you. And, you know, if that stuff sounds too complicated to you, use the magic words, I agree. Really is as simple as that, because what you're saying to someone, I agree, is I think like you. So, for example, someone can go on about one of the products and say, hey, look, I agree. Even if I don't really agree, because I might agree, but I might ask them to look at it in a different way. Hey, I agree what you're saying, but have you thought about it like this? It doesn't matter that the next bit is a slight kind of, not objection, but I'm trying to get them to see it in a different way. But the magic words, I agree. So start to use that a lot more, whether it's on social media or face-to-face. Someone says something, I agree. Because all of a sudden, you're saying to them that I think like you, and that is always going to serve you well in the sales process. Okay, stories. You've heard the saying, facts tell stories. Selling, it's so true. People at the events with testimonials, they never say, oh, I remember that ingredient in Moa. They never say, hey, I remember the average earnings of a vice president. They always say something like, that girl who stood up, she told a story about how it's changed the life for her and her kids. That's what connected with them. Why? Because it bypasses the conscious mind and connects with the subconscious mind. And what happens with a story is they put themselves in that story. They imagine their life to be the same. So stories bypass all resistance. Very clever stuff, right? So everything you do, wrap it in a story if you can. That's what we do at events, right? Now, here's another one. Use universal facts. This is NLP again. So a universal fact is this. If I said to you at the beginning of an event, or I was chatting to you, hey, you know what it's like when you go to the fridge in the morning and you're starving and you want some breakfast and you get the Weetabix out and you haven't got no milk? It's the worst thing in the world, right? But you start getting really creative and resourceful. The next thing you're boiling the kettle and you're having hot water with your Weetabix. Everyone can relate to that. People will start nodding because that's something they've done. If you tell a universal fact, that's going to instantly build rapport with people. And remember, people like them. So think about some universal facts that you can use when you're just in conversations. Maybe it's at an event, maybe when you're dealing with a prospect one-on-one. Say things that they know to be true and you're going to get more results. Because people put themselves in your shoes. And if you continue, you can be clever, use universal facts as you go along, and they're nodding, you're nodding, and then you promise you're going to increase the chance of sharing your products or business or them taking you up on that offer significantly. The art of storytelling, people love to hear stories. We do, someone says to you now, guarantee after this, if you message people in your phone book and said, hey, listen, let me know when you got 5 minutes free, I've got a story to tell you, your phone will ring straight away. People are nosy, they love a story. So remember, when you're doing this stuff, always wrap it around a story, recommendations. And I always say that as well, 50 Shades of Grey, people were recommending that film, girls all over social media getting excited and not one person got paid by the company who recommended that. We're in our business, you can share some stories, you can recommend some products and get paid. It really is that simple. How powerful is this? Just take a moment to absorb this information, the power of upselling. And people think that they haven't got the confidence to do this, but McDonald's have shown us how easy this is. Nice and simple. Not that I eat McDonald's, right? And I can see people on the screen going, no, not me neither. If you turn up to the drive-through, the most powerful upsell in the world, hey, you order your food and you say, would you like fries with that? That's an upsell. Can you imagine the amount of money McDonald's have made with that line, would you like fries with that? And what do? Yeah, I'd like fries with that. The power of upsell. If you don't ask, you don't get. Just think about that one. Please write that one down. Would you like fries with that? Because it'll put a light bulb on in your mind and it'll remind you to always ask. Upselling. Another one, I was thinking about stuff like this when you go in a shop and, you buy some shoes and the guy will just, you don't even think about this, but it's happening to you all the time. You are being upsold products all the time. We have a great belt and wallet combo to go with your shoes. Would you like me to grab it for you? You're excited, you're in buying mode. Yeah, grab it for us. There's no harm in having a look, right? And a lot of times, if someone does that, you'll end up going to the counter with the belt and wallet upselling. Let me just translate that into our business as well. So if you've asked enough questions at the beginning, remember what we talked about, you've asked enough questions because that's where the answers are. And someone's coming with whatever products, and then you kind of say, it's almost before you get to the till, like the guy did with the belt and the wallet. You just say, hey, you mentioned about a lack of energy. Would you like me to add a sub of Rejuvenate to help you with that? You're going to be surprised how many people just go, well, yeah, go on then, I will do. And if you don't ask, you don't get. So it's really important. But the way you ask it is kind of just, look, you're throwing it out there. Hey, look, you mentioned, because that's what they said, you mentioned that you were struggling with a lack of energy. Remember what I'm talking about is an outcome, energy. Would you like me to help you with that? That's what you're saying. And they say, yeah, great. It's as simple as that. If not, it's no problem because you're already about to put the order through for what they've ordered. So get into that habit of upselling. The buyer's mindset when buying is open because they said, hey, here's my card details. Yeah, I'm going to do business for you. So you're in the perfect place to upsell. And again, going back to what I said before, if you don't ask the question, the answer will always be no. Please, please, please get into the habit now as you're speaking to people. Create that daily discipline of upselling products. So here's another one I want to talk about, Slender Eyes, because this is where I hear people say to me, there's maybe sometimes a price objection, and I'll tell you why people think there's, because there's weight loss products which are a lot cheaper, but there's a reason why, because you get what you pay for. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to help you to overcome that price objection with Slenderize. So firstly, you always stack the value. You know, this is the most advanced weight management system on the market. You know, that's the outcome, right? The most advanced weight management system on the market. It comes with a proven nutrition plan wrote by a top nutritional expert. You know, I've got a PT plan. You're going to get 24-hour support. Whatever it is you want to add to that, you stack the value. So it's almost like a bespoke package that you're creating. It's not just, oh, I can send you some bottles which help you lose weight. You know, you got to be passionate and excited. Stack the value so that by the end, it's just like, wow, I'm getting all that value. Here's another thing as well. We know that Slenderize system, obviously it's going to suppress the appetite. So what a great way out to talk about this. Talking a daily rate. You know, we don't talk about the full amount because people get scared. A daily rate's easy to digest. So say the Slenderize system around £3 a day. So you can get them to think about things they spend each day, which costs £3. So you say, hey, you know, you go for that sandwich at lunch and things like that, costs £3, but you can get the most advanced weight management system available for £3 a day. What great value. Even more than that, you can take it a step further by saying, actually, because you're going to be less hungry with a Slenderize system, you're going to eat less. I can show you how to get it for £3 because you're probably going to spend £3 less a day on food. So I can now show you how to get it for £3. So again, it's just the psychology and the language you use and making people see it from your point of view. So £3 a day, and in some ways, you can go that step further and say, I can show you how you can get it for free. What a great way. So that should help you get more Slenderize sales. What's the outcome for the customer? Again, I keep repeating this because it's really important. The outcome for the customer is losing weight. They're going to tell you their pain. You know, what is it? Do they want to be on the beach in 28 days? They want to be body confident. The wedding, they want to drop a jean size. Whatever it is, you've got to remember the outcome. You've got to remember that pain or pleasure. People, they come to you, and what they say in their language is, hey, I've got a problem. So you've got to position yourself now. And when they start to waver, because people don't like to make decisions, right? You've got to move them left or right. Don't allow them off the hook. Hey, you know, you said about being in shape for holiday. You know, you're that person who can help them to say, hey, look, you know, if you're serious about being in shape for holiday, if you're serious about being body confident, then, you know, let's get you started and things like that. Don't allow them off the hook. You have to move them closer to pleasure or pain. What can help you with this? Because remember, we're selling an outcome. We don't care about the ingredients in the bottle. We're selling an outcome. What helps you do that is before and after pictures. So as you're talking to a customer, say, hey, here's some of the guys who put the trust in me, 4 or 5 before and after pictures in the Facebook chat that you're talking. And all of a sudden, they're going to start to see evidence of you're that go-to person. You're that person who can get them to the result they want. So don't be afraid when you're chatting with people to verify yourself, to show yourself as that authority by using some results. And again, going back to what I said, when people want to think about it, don't allow them. Or at least say, hey, what we're saying is you're either in or you're out. Because remind people that not making a decision is actually a decision. Now, you've got to be careful how you do this. Big Al does some stuff like this. But what the language, and you figure it out for yourself how it comes across comfortable for you to use, but is essential. This is someone's having a wobble with me, and I just say, hey, look, it's okay to stay as you are. You know, they've said that they're not happy as they are. It's okay to stay as you are, but it's also okay to get started today, be healthier, happier, and body confident in just 28 days. Whatever it is, it's okay to stay where you are, or it's okay to get to your desired outcome. That's essentially what you're saying. So it's okay, you know, to be still struggling to get a night's sleep, or it's okay to have the best night's sleep ever. You know what I mean? Calm. Whatever it is, it's okay to be struggling every day with no energy with your kids, or it's okay to be waking up in the morning with a spring in your step and attacking the day. Whatever it is, it's okay either way. And you got to be clever at showing them that there is no not making a decision is a decision. So you have to move them one way or the other. That's really important. And again, that will help you get more sales. Contrasting, Bernard D'Souza taught me this, and this is very powerful, and you can get to the price objection. You can actually deal with this stuff before it comes up, because some of you guys will be chatting on social media, and you'll start to feel awkward as you think, oh, it's going to get to the price. So you can deal with this early on. Something I used to do is say to people, hey, look, I'm just doing a bit of research, a bit of a survey on our products. Do you mind helping me out? Yeah, no worries. So you could say something like this in a written message, or when you're speaking to people, you could use it like this. So if I could offer you the most advanced skincare system on the market today that doesn't involve the use of needles, contains no toxins, makes you look years younger in just 90 seconds, and reduces fine lines and wrinkles by up to 63% in just 28 days, what would you think a reasonable price will be for that groundbreaking skincare system like that? So it's really important that that kind of sentence gets some key numbers in there, that it shows the power of our products. I'm just going to repeat that again. So the message might be, if you're chatting to someone before you even get to price, you can create that posture. You can take control of the situation and say, hey, if I could offer you the most advanced skincare system on the market today that doesn't involve the use of needles and contains no toxins, makes you look years younger in just 90 seconds, and reduces fine lines and wrinkles by up to 63% in just 28 days, what do you think a reasonable price will be for that groundbreaking skincare system? So what you do is you always start with the highest. So you say £600, £6, which is the lowest, which is a ridiculous price, and £60. So let me just go over that again. It's the highest price first, the ridiculous price, the lowest price, which is ridiculous, and then you actually say the price you want them to say. Now, if you just think about that statement, what I've just made, and people are spending thousands on cosmetic surgery, they might actually say £600. I bet in some cases they will, and you say, hey, yeah, I agree, but actually I can get it you for £60. Or if they say £60, you say, I agree. Here's what you're doing. You're showing the value, stacking the value, stacking the value. You're giving them 3 options. They're going to choose the option. So they subconsciously said, hey, that's the price I think is fair. And all you're doing is going, I agree. You're now not going to get a price objection, because they've actually said that that is a fair price. Does that make sense? So even before you get to the nitty-gritty of price, you can drop this in a conversation or in a message very early on. Contrasting, it's very powerful. You just need to make sure your statement on whatever product it is, or maybe it's the business, right? You just need to make sure that you get that and it flows a little bit, whether it's in the written word or whether you're saying it to someone. Highest, lowest, the price you want them to say. And when they say it, all you simply do is nod and go, I agree, and you've just blown the price objection out of the water. Okay, this is another one, and I put this on for you ladies, right? On the left is a Louis Vuitton bag, and on the right is a Matalan bag. So the Louis Vuitton bag is probably minimum 10 times more expensive than the Matalan bag, and yet you'll always see sales at Matalan. Sale, get it cheaper, £18 reduced to £12. You never see a sale in Selfridges on the Louis Vuitton bags. Why? Functionally, they're both the same bag. You can carry stuff in them. But why does one, which is 10 times more expensive, never come down in price? Because they know that people understand quality, and they don't sacrifice that quality for price. And that's what you've got to remember with these products, and got to posture yourself. We have no comparison. Honestly, if you really take the time to understand what Deanna Latson has put into these raw ingredients, where she sourced these products from, the time, effort and care it's taken to put these brands together, then you'll know that we are the quality, we're not the price. You know, we're not the Matalan. So if people are after Matalan, let them go somewhere else. We're the Louis Vuitton. It's as simple as that. And let me take it a step further. If you get into this Poundland mentality, cheap prices attract cheapskates. Don't sell your business on cheap. You sell it on quality. You sell it on outcomes and results. And those who sell it on cheap, you are going to really struggle, because there's products cheaper than us out there, but the difference is they haven't got the same quality as us. So you need to focus on what our strengths are, and that's we get results, and our products are the finest raw ingredients out there. Most people understand what you get what you pay for. Like I said, with the Louis Vuitton bag and the Matalan bag, they understand the quality with the Louis Vuitton bag, and they don't mind paying for quality. If the conversation gets stuck on price, you've actually screwed the sales process. If you're having problems with people with price and that comes up, you've failed to show them the value. You've failed to show them the outcome that they're after. And going on to 4, you're selling an outcome, not a product. Think about this. If you're selling a solution, it means you have what they want continually. They come to you with some pain, and you're reiterating that pain. Hey, I'm that guy, I'm that girl who can solve that problem. And if you convince them that you can solve that problem, they are going to part with their money. It's as simple as that. People make irrational buying decisions every day for things that they don't even want. Now, if you've got something that they want and can help them solve a big problem, trust me, they will pay the money. So you've got to remember this. Another way of describing it is if you were selling a red sports car to a 50-year-old guy, midlife crisis, right? If a guy come in and use a car salesman, there's two ways you could do it. If you start, going around the car, telling them the specifications, the tires, this, that, and the other, it's, it's a V8 engine, it's this, that. That's one way of selling the car. But actually, what does the 50-year-old single guy want it for? Here's how I'd sell the car. I'd say, hey, I'll pull him in a little bit closer. See that car? That's a chick magnet. Because that's what he wants. He doesn't care about the tires. He doesn't care about the specifications. The outcome for him is that he's in a midlife crisis, he's a single guy, and he wants to attract the opposite sex with that red sports car. So my language I use to him is his outcome. Hey, that car is a chick magnet, and I ain't bothered about the tires, the gearbox, or the engine size. Just think about that. Remember the outcome, not the individual details. Stack the value and price becomes relevant. Again, on every product, stack the value, stack the value, stack the value to the point that much that the price is not even discussed. Use stories of buying cheap that can relate to. This is powerful. So if someone says, hey, I can get a weight loss product over here, and I say, do you know, once I remember buying a cheap Hoover, and I bought a Hoover from a shop, I think it was from Argos, and basically I replaced that Hoover 3 times in about 8 months. I've now got a Dyson, and I don't have to replace that, and it's better than all 3 Hoovers put together. The point I'm making is that if you want quality, you pay for quality, and you can tell stories to people of cheap things that have gone wrong. People know that you buy cheap, you buy twice. We have no comparison. Focus on the quality, not the price. The next one is powerful. Again, a simple tool when you're chatting to people, the law of reciprocation, and not enough people use this. It's your secret weapon, but only if you give without expectation or getting anything in return. I've told this story before, but maybe there's some new people on the call who've not heard it. I remember a woman, I was meeting her to do a website. She was saying, hey, I want to build your website for you. I had a couple of offers, but I said, look, I'll meet you, on Monday. And she said, look, I'm busy on Monday. Can I come see you on the weekend? And I said, well, I've got my daughter. I'm at home, but it's no problem. Lacey will be watching Peppa Pig or what have you. So you can knit round. So she knew straight away. She activated the law of reciprocation, and I didn't even know. She turned up to my door. She had some fruit for me in a bag. Clearly she knew what the previous company was. And you know what she had for my daughter? She had a Peppa Pig magazine. So she walked in my door. Lacey being Lacey was like, oh, who's this stranger? She broke down the barriers with my daughter straight away. Hey, Lacey, this is for you. Lacey loved her. I love Lacey. Lacey loves her. That means I'm going to do business with this woman. The law of reciprocation. So she got my business that day before we even sat down and talked about the price of the website, because she was great at activating the law of reciprocation, giving value, and basically making the person who I love the most in the world like her. So very clever stuff, right? Think about how you can do that. And I always say this one, if you go to the bar and you buy someone a beer, most people are compelled to buy you one back because they activate this law. No, you got me that one, I need to get you this. When we went for lunch last time, you got lunch, let me get this. So learn to give free value, and it'll be clever. It will always come back to you. You can do that with potential customers for weight loss, with meal plans, recipes, advice. Whatever the problems, whatever the products that you're interested in selling, remember, it's all to solve a problem. So if someone has a lack of sleep, go and find an article on how to sleep better, 5 tips to sleep better. Go and find something about how to, revitalize your skin in the morning. Whatever it is, you can give this free advice to people and activate the law of reciprocation. Because if you give them something for free, they think, hey, he give me that for free, she give me that for free. What about when I part with my money? What sort of value are they going to give me then? So always be thinking, how much value can it give? And once you give value, you naturally, at some point, are going to get the sale. So everything I've taught you there, I know there's a lot to take in. Hopefully you've been taking notes, and you can go over that stuff again. I promise you now, if you implement that stuff, literally, even just 1 or 2 of it, you're going to get better results. If you become disciplined and create new habits, then your business will turbocharge. Your batting average will go up, whether it's customers and distributors. So today, don't be that person who gets on a call and gets hyped on the call and comes off the call with no notes and just basically goes, and just goes back to doing the habits that aren't building your business. What I've just shared with you are techniques, are proven strategies that 7-figure earners use, that top salespeople use, that NLP master practitioners teach to people. So you've got them skills now. It's now up to you to create them positive habits, to ingrain them in your routine every single day. And the last slide before we call it a day is this. What about these 4 rules from Grant Cardone, the 10X rule? Simple as this. And I put this on there because I thought this was me. I didn't know it. He's already talked about this, but this is what I was doing at the beginning, because people see me now and say, hey, it's all right, you're successful. I was successful because I followed these 4 rules and still do. I show up earlier than anyone else. I guarantee at any event I'm there before anyone else. I'm up before most people in the morning while people are sleeping. I'm hustling. I stay up late. Tonight I'll be working late while people are sleeping. Have 10 deals working for everyone you want, and know it's a numbers game. So I don't concern myself with just one person who I'm hanging all my hopes on for, and they say no when I get a bit emotional. I'm always got people on the back burner. So just think about having an oven, and you've got 4 pans, and one's simmering now, one's on the back bubbling nicely. You just constantly got to have loads of people, loads of connections that you're speaking to for everyone you want. And then the final one is this: spend 0 time crying about how unfair the world is, because that stuff will steal your dreams. I'm telling you now, I'm not perfect. I'll have a little whinge here and there, but I don't let it suck my energy. I don't let it distract me for too long. If you spend your time whining, guess what someone else is doing? They're building a business. You're still whining. So follow them 4 rules, and I promise you, tied in with the skills that you've been taught on this call, you will get huge results. So, in closing, let me stop the share the screen. Hopefully you got value. Repetition is a mother of all learning. There's people more intelligent than me. So the only way I could bridge that gap was keep doing it. And then you become basically unconsciously competent, where you don't even have to think about this stuff. You just do it and it's second nature. And that's when your life and your business is going to go to the next level. Don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong. Think about that one. Thank you for your time. Hopefully you got value. As always, massive respect and love for what you guys are doing. All roads lead to May the 7th and 8th. Make sure you get your tickets. Enjoy the rest of your week.